All right, so I actually do not know anything about this matchup.
Well, I actually was playing this matchup earlier, and I think aGSa beat me once. We played I don't know how many. We played a lot of matches, but I was able to kind of just abuse the fact that Jigglypuff is still Jigglypuff. She's better, but she's still Jigglypuff.
So what kind of things did you see aGSa trying to do to counter your moves?
Actually, something really to counter my moves, there wasn't much he could do. Fair was his main tool to get in. But something really interesting he told me is that apparently if Jigglypuff down airs your shield, it can be, depending on where you are and when she lands, it's a 50-50. If you drop shield, she can rest you, guaranteed. Or she'll miss the rest and get absolutely destroyed.
Well, that's quite the 50-50 there.
Yep.
But you know, aGSa's a grinder. He's been out here in South Bay for a long time. So I really want to see if he can make some moves here with a better character.
Yeah. Well, the same character, but a better version.
Yeah. So what is MooG trying to look for here?
Well, Yoshi in this matchup, it's really, really weird to hit because Nair doesn't work as well, even though it still works really, really good. Like, really, really good. But I found that back air is actually a lot more effective because Nair doesn't really challenge her fair very well, but back air pretty much beats all of her moves. That's how I felt about it while I was playing against aGSa, at least.
So really you should be trying to space out those fairs and to try to just back air to deter him from doing it.
Pretty much. And you see how MooG here is trying to get these F tilts in. F tilt in this game combos into up air and looks like
you hate to see stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just up being instead of jumping. You know, it's the classic as Jigglypuff.
Yeah.
You hate to
so
see
he
it.
wust for that right there. Yoshi's up air in this game is still pretty much just as good as it was in Smash 4. It's really, really strong, chains into itself. And he's trying to get these back airs in. Yeah, see, F tilt is an amazing tool.
Yeah, it looks like aGSa is really just chasing with dash attack here, trying to catch him with doing a bad forward tilt or short hopping or stuff like that.
It's a rough matchup, I think. There's just so little Jigglypuff can do to get in.
Yeah.
As long as Yoshi is careful, aGSa's not going to find many opportunities.
Looks like what we're seeing is just a lot of neutral game here.
Yeah.
And aGSa just trying playing it slow, fishing for his confirms.
I think if Yoshi actually hits with an up air even just slightly above the platform, Puff is probably going to die here.
Yeah, it's kind of rough here because Jig, if she gets close, she's really punished by Yoshi's strong attacks like back air, Nair.
Any aerial, really.
Yeah, and the tilts. While MooG can really come in, and Puff just doesn't have the punish game to counter mistakes.
Yeah, well, the good thing now about being at such high percent is Yoshi can't just combo into up air anymore. But
that also means aGSa is very susceptible to
exactly.
Nair out of shield, or even a spare egg in the air might just delete him.
Yeah, he needs to.
Oh, nice.
He really just needs. The only good thing here is there's no more confirms. Yeah. Like Yoshi has no more kill confirms. He's gonna actually have to land a solid hit.
Yeah.
That's the only positive of being.
Yeah. So really, aGSa's got that's the focus on knowing what moves MooG is wanting to doing, which is usually going to be a back air, a Nair, or an up air like that, and it's just to play around it.
I might play Yoshi, but I gotta say, aGSa, I really like aGSa, dude. I kind of want him to win.
Yeah. If aGSa wants to win here, he has to play around Yoshi's moves.
Yeah.
And he's kind of just dash attacking a lot when he's just got to realize that Yoshi's approach options are very limited, right? And he can pretty much know how to counter him. But
Yoshi
looks like every time aGSa goes in, he just gets punished hard and ends up taking 30 to 40%, which is really rough as Jigglypuff.
Yeah, and you know, it's really hard to say what aGSa needs to be doing differently because there's just not much he can do differently. There's only so much he can do against a character that it's just. I mean, Yoshi's heavy. He's heavy, so he's not going to be able to kill him at very early percent, even with rest. At least that's. I got hit by rest at relatively high percent against aGSa, and I still wouldn't die.
Yeah.
So Yoshi's heavy. He's a heavy hitter, and Puff is really light. It's just not a good matchup overall.
Yeah. I think what aGSa can definitely do now is he spent most of that game looking and seeing what MooG's reactions are going to be based on his shield and how he's like when he comes in with dash attack and fair and stuff like that. So what I'd love to see aGSa do is know that, hey, I know that MooG is leaning towards these options out of shield, and I can figure out if I do this, and then just make that 50-50 on shield like you were talking about. So he's just got to work. He's just got to figure out like what MooG is allowing him to do.
See if he can make any adjustments. I actually really like that. I don't know if MooG banned FD. I think he should have.
You think this is probably Puff's best map?
Well, in this matchup specifically, Yoshi really likes to just maneuver through platforms so that Puff can't catch him. But now there's no platforms for him to camp anymore, to jump around, and his landing options are more limited.
Yeah. Although I've seen from most people, especially at this tournament, is that they just they ban Castle Siege as the counter pick.
That's true. I ban Castle Siege.
Yeah. So it just doesn't seem like people are a big fan of it, which means like basically if you don't want to go to Castle Siege, you pretty much have to be free pick after the first game.
Yeah. I do think that this is definitely a stage where Puff has there's a much better chance of Puff winning here.
Yeah.
Looks
like he's already doing a good job here. Looks like MooG's being a little bit frantic on in the close range with Jigglypuff.
Yeah.
Looking for tilts and hitting shield a lot, allowing him to get nared.
Yeah. The only real tool that Yoshi has up close against most characters is actually F tilt's okay. It's not very safe on shield. He pretty much just has jab, and in really weird scenarios he has up tilt. And see, aGSa's coming back here.
Yeah, so what we're seeing is basically an adjustment off of the first game, and basically like making the game play exclusively around MooG's shield, rather than having it play around aGSa, which means that basically aGSa's basically putting himself in control, and MooG has to figure out a way out of it. So we're seeing like frantic nairs and fairs and like just a bunch of spam for MooG when really he needs to be playing it a lot slower.
Yeah, I think what we've been seeing for the past maybe like 20 seconds or so, aGSa's been fighting MooG on the ground, as low to the ground as he can, which is definitely what he should be doing. The second aGSa's in the air, he's super limited in his options. He cannot challenge any of Yoshi's aerials. He's just going to lose every time.
Yeah. So what we're seeing again is this MooG making mistakes that end up allowing aGSa, even though Puff has a limited punish game, he's playing directly into them.
Yeah, he actually is, and I think this may be in part because Yoshi he can't just jump around freely anymore because there's no platforms. He's playing really low to the ground. Yeah, he's got him off stage now.
Yeah.
These eggs are actually really annoying from what I've seen when I do it to you.
Yeah. Oh,
I didn't even notice he rested.
Yeah, I didn't even notice.
I did not.
So
even
it looks
see
like
that.
he fished for dare in the rest,
Yeah,
but it looks like that might be only something that's in Smash 4. So then the final hit didn't hit properly. That ended up with it not allowing him to rest.
I really want to see Game 3 here. Actually, I want to see what would happen if they played on a neutral stage again.
Yeah, that was a weird perfect shield on the first jab, but he just got hit by the second one, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, aGSa's actually, when I was playing against him, he actually knows how to perfect shield in this game. He's actually able to do it semi-consistently, whereas most of us, when we do it by accident, it kind of screws us over.
Yeah, and just get punished for perfect shielding. Oh! 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 All right, so basically he just hit him.
He's a god.
Well, okay, so what happened is that he basically he knew that MooG was going to roll in that situation, so he just jumped and up-beat, and MooG just didn't have a counter because he was rolling.
He actually hit someone with that in friendlies.
Yeah, so we just basically he up tilt, and then I think it was a bear in the rest, which is really something that you can only get after being such a grinder like aGSa is.
Yeah,
like
so
knowing exactly
really character specialist.
Yeah, exactly what your combos are, and he knew that at that moment he had the perfect combo in a rest.
Yeah, MooG is I'm friends with MooG. I like him a lot, but aGSa, we all want to see Jigglypuff.
Yeah, we all want to see Puff win. So I really want to see if aGSa is able to carry this momentum that we saw off of those last couple stocks.
Yeah. And we got Smashville here.
And there's KK Slider.
Yeah, and this platform in the middle is going to help Yoshi a lot. It's not as good as maybe Battlefield, but just having any platform there is a lot more helpful for Yoshi than something like FD.
This definitely is a weird stage setup. It's very similar to Yoshi's Island in Brawl, where you have that just one long platform, but it's right in the middle.
Yeah, this time the only difference here is that it's a lot shorter.
Yeah, and it's weird because it's like the same length of a Battlefield platform, but there's only one.
Yeah, there's only one of them, and it's not off to the side like in Battlefield, and then one in the middle. It's one low one in the middle.
Yeah, so it's definitely a strange setup here, but I'm definitely interested to see how people are able to play around it.
I'm kind of interested in seeing if when it moves in, if that ever actually matters, the fact that it's moving. Because it moves for like half a second.
Wasn't able to get the same punish off. Looks like a slight miscalculation there from aGSa. And he ended up missing that up air.
He's a lot of people might get thrown off by something like that, get really frustrated, but aGSa, he's able to keep his
he's
composure.
definitely got that mental on top. Yeah, teching is really a lot more difficult in Ultimate than it was in Smash 4. So especially multi-hit moves like that back air are going to be really difficult.
Yeah.
Because once you try to tech that first hit, you already won't be able to that third hit. So you just have to have that patience and just wait for that third hit to come out before you can tech.
I wonder what aGSa's game plan is from here, because the only thing he can really, it's really scary for him to take any percent here, being so far behind. Yoshi might be almost at 100, but he lives to 200.
Yeah, especially in this matchup.
Yeah.
Oh, that was strange.
I'm actually surprised I didn't connect.
Yeah, so basically they're just playing hard neutral here. His MooG knows that if he goes in too hard, he's been getting punished by aGSa pretty hard. So his main game plan here is just try to build up damage through really quick engagements and get out.
Yeah, and he's already at 142, so any trade here is really good for MooG.
Yeah.
MooG is completely okay trading. As long as he doesn't die from the trade, he's happy.
Yeah.
Okay,
Wow.
Dash attack killed in Smash 4 too, so.
Yeah, it's interesting to see. He was only at about 160.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, I'm always surprised by when moves kill in this game for some reason, even though it always ends up at very high percentages.
I'm really glad they put this game on stream.
Yeah.
All right. He's trying to a lot of spacing from.
Yeah.
MooG
So what we're
here.
seeing is that because there is this platform in the middle, MooG is able to just play around it with his aerials, and land either on the platform or on the ground. And Puff can't really punish you in the air because that up air is so weak, which allows him quick combos on the ground, but he's not going to be able to punish you too much in the air.
The only thing Puff really has in the air that is pretty much forward air in a neutral situation at least. And her forward air is not good enough to challenge most of Yoshi's aerials.
Yeah. Oh.
Right, MooG really wants an up air here.
Yeah.
He knows it'll kill him.
He's 100% fishing for moves like that.
Yep. And he's building up percent slowly but surely.
Yeah. Again, there's a lot of these limited engagements, but aGSa is winning out.
Yeah, he really is, and he's surviving a lot longer than Puff is supposed to.
And once again, we're seeing the same situation we saw in Game 1, where this Puff is at an insane high percentage, where Yoshi just doesn't have access to his usual kill confirms. Oh.
That's being in that egg is not like it was in Smash 4. In Smash 4, it didn't matter so much, but here, because you can't air dodge, well, you can't really air dodge, you're more likely to get hit out of that egg now.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Okay. If he didn't hit that nair there, he would have taken a lot more percent. Oh, man. Not looking great here for aGSa. This is a situation right now we might just be seeing. I don't. Oh, okay. All right. Maybe I spoke too soon.
Yeah. So what we're seeing now is mid-percent Puff versus 0% Yoshi, which again, MooG is going to be looking for these trades because he knows that as soon as aGSa gets those high percentages, it's going to be really hard for him to approach.
Yeah. A trade is a win in this matchup in almost every situation for MooG, that is. But aGSa, he can definitely bring this back. I mean, he can get a really insane confirm into rest like he did in the previous game.
Yeah.
of
We're looking at
neutral
this
going on.
this insane neutral again. Oh, whew. Yeah, that fair can push you in really spooky situations.
Yeah. It's almost impossible to tag.
Yeah, it looks like MooG is, again, fishing hard for this up air.
Oh! That's it. I'm a little sad.
Now I'm